Welcome to Let There Be Rock. Today we're going to look at kind of the post-punk era with a new style of music that we're just going to call New Wave. New Wave is a broad umbrella term, and a lot of different styles come through it. Synth pop, art pop, jingle pop, all of this stuff will fall under this idea, and sometimes even punk rock itself. But what New Wave was, in a lot of ways, was a way of holding on to the rebellion of punk rock while kind of cleaning up its image. It was a response to things like disco, punk rock, and the emerging hair metal, glam metal scene. And out of all that, we get this new sound, this clean sound, this highly produced sound.
And you'll be sorry someday. The thrill is gone. It's gone away from me. The thrill is gone, babe. The thrill is gone away.
In 1981, I remember discovering this band for myself, just a child at the time. The band was called Berlin, and they were fronted by this beautiful young lady named Terry Nunn with the voice of an angel. What I didn't know at that time was that John Crawford was the real artist behind the band. John Crawford was the master musician and songwriter, but Terry Nunn was the face of it. The song was called Metro originally, and then re-released as The Metro, and it was a breakout hit for this band. Now, you might know the band better for their later pop hit, Take My Breath Away, from the movie Top Gun. But to me, The Metro is the true feel of New Wave. Honestly, to me, it sounds a bit like a video game. But let's listen to Terry Nunn singing The Metro for Berlin. Those synthesizers back there. Sounds like an arcade.
I'm alone, sitting with my empty glass.
Terry Nunn's voice. Wow.
My four walls follow me through my.
I hear a lot of Blondie in her voice.
I was on a Paris train. I emerged in London rain, and you
These guys would have called themselves punk pop.
I remember searching for the perfect words. I was hoping you might change your mind. I remember a soldier sleeping next to me, riding on the metro.
Love that hook in there. They were doing something different. They were taking the feel of punk rock and putting musicianship with it.
So, you spoke a winter time in France. Minutes passed with shallow words. Years have passed and still I heard. Oh, I can say it now, smiling as I turned away. I remember the letter wrinkled in my hand. I love you always filled my eyes. I remember a night we walked along the Seine, riding on the metro.
1981, the United Kingdom sent over a trio called the Human League. The Human League is going to release this song, Don't You Want Me Baby? And it's going to be a big hit. In fact, it's going to be such a big hit that in 1982, it reaches #1 on the Billboard charts in the United States. And it stays there for an astounding 3 weeks. Let's listen to a little bit of Don't You Want Me Baby by the Human League. This song was originally supposed to be a solo effort, but the lead singer wanted to get some conflict. So he got one of his backup singers in there, and they turned it into a duet. By the way, a duet inspired by the movie A Star Is Born. I remember this having haunting lyrics. If you got your headphones on, you could hear it going channel to channel. Heavily influenced by disco. What a great hook. There was a haunting video that came with this. I can remember it in very dark tones, rain. It was a very emotional video. And as a young kid of the MTV generation, this song meant a lot to me. The year was 1983, and the world was tired of the dirtiness of punk rock. They were looking for something else, and that something else is going to be provided by a band called the Smiths. The Smiths were fronted by the charismatic yet morose Morrissey. He had a deeply emotional male voice, something that seemed to touch the audience in an incredible way. 1983, they released the song This Charming Man, and it did adequately well. It charted at number 25 in the UK in 1983. Pretty formidable. But it's going to be re-released in 1992, where it's going to chart at an astounding number 8 on the UK chart, and is oftentimes remembered as one of the best performances of the new wave generation. Let's listen to a little bit of the Smiths, This Charming Man. 4-track guitar. That guitar was called Jangle Pop. Had kind of a commercial feel to it. I wasn't a big Smiths guy myself, but I knew a lot of people that were. I especially knew a lot of young ladies that loved the Smiths, or at least loved Morrison. I could hear a lot of that Motown style influence in there. It's not a straight carbon copy, but the way they build the music together, it's got that Motown feel. It's got that heavily produced soulful feel. Great falsetto.
About these things, I would go out tonight, but I haven't got a stitch to wear. This man said it's gruesome that someone so handsome should care. Na, 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 na. This charming man. About these things, he knows so much about these things, he knows so much about these things.
In 1984, a band variously called New Wave or Synth Pop, called the Pet Shop Boys, released a song called West End Girls. It was a fairly big hit in the United States on the club circuit for Bobcat Records. But in 1985, when the Pet Shop Boys were signed by the larger label EMI, it's re-released, and West End Girls becomes a worldwide hit. Let's listen to a little bit of the Pet Shop Boys, West End Girls. I like that heartbeat sound of the drums that's in there. I was never a big synthesizer guy, but the Pet Shop Boys did it well. I remember liking this song. You can hear the influence of disco in here.
Sometimes you're better off dead. There's a gun in your hand that's pointing at your head. You think you're mad, too unstable, kicking in chairs and knocking down.
You can also hear the influence of rap.
Call the police, there's a madman around, running down underground to a dive bar in a West End town. In a West End town, a dead end world, with the East End boys and West End.
I like that little hook in there.
In a West End town, a dead end world, with the East End boys and West End girls. West
You could hear a little bit of funk in that bass. It all kind of comes together in this sound.
Too many shadows, whispering voices, faces on posters, too many choices. If, when, why, what, how much have you got? Have you got it, do you get it? If so, how often? Which do you choose, a hard or soft option? In a West End town,
In 1984, Depeche Mode broke the mold with the song People Are People. It was a massive, massive hit. But we're not going to talk about that song today. We're going to talk about a song that to me was much more important. The song was called Personal Jesus. It's the first Depeche Mode song to chart since 1984's People Are People, and it charts in 1989. In the UK, it reaches number 13, but on the US Billboard chart, it reaches as high as number 28. But what's important about that is that it might have only reached number 28, but it stayed on the Billboard Top 100 for 23 weeks. And it was really the first big Depeche Mode song that I can say I really cared for. It was a song that was very powerful to me. Let's listen to a little bit of Depeche Mode's Personal Jesus.
Reach out, touch faith.
They just come right in with that chorus. It's very powerful to me. This song got him in a lot of trouble with the conservative right. In 1989, when this came out, I was very much into the hair metal and hard rock scene. But it was okay to like this song. This song was still cool, even for, the long-haired metalheads when I had it. This song is essentially a blues song. Now it's been synthesized up, got a lot of harmonies in there, a lot of electronic sounds, but at its heart, this could be a Robert Johnson song.
Reach out and touch faith.